Imagine an old warehouse on the edge of town, the kind of place where the concrete stays cold and the air is thick with dust. Inside, you're looking at $50,000 worth of glass, steel, and fabric. To operate at this level, you aren't just a creator, you're a site foreman. You're managing expensive insurance riders, monthly commercial leases, and the constant, low-level anxiety that one clumsy move could send a premium strobe light crashing to the floor. In this traditional workflow, professional results are usually measured by how much effort you put in. You might spend 40 minutes micro-adjusting a softbox just 2 inches to the left to kill a stubborn reflection on a chrome finish.
You're polishing a smudge off a glass bottle for the 10th time, eyes straining under the heat of modeling lamps that turn the studio into a furnace. You're essentially working on the sun's schedule, watching the sky and hoping the clouds don't ruin the 20-minute window of perfect light you have left to finish the shoot. For decades, this physical toll was the gatekeeper. If you wanted your product to look like it belonged on a high-end shelf, you had to pay the physical tax, either by buying the gear yourself or hiring someone who already had it. A solo founder trying to compete with a full-scale agency wasn't just an underdog, they were priced out of the conversation before the first shutter even clicked.
But the way we build images is changing. We're moving away from the era where pro meant a heavy gear list and a long-term lease. The noise of that old workflow, the rip of gaffer tape, the humming cooling fans, and the manual labor is fading out. It's being replaced by a much more efficient process. We're seeing a fundamental shift from heavy hardware to precise software, where the work of the warehouse is being traded for the speed of an interface. And it often starts with a single cursor hovering over a Remove Background button. When you click that button, the software doesn't just delete pixels, it makes a series of rapid-fire decisions. But the immediate result can be a bit jarring. If you look closely at that raw output, something feels off.
The object is perfectly isolated, yet it's sitting in a flat, white emptiness that feels more like a technical diagram than a photograph. This is the result of semantic segmentation. The AI isn't just looking for a change in color, it's trying to understand what it's seeing. It looks at a glass perfume bottle and has to decide, is that bright highlight part of the glass, or is it a reflection of a window from across the room? It has to distinguish between the soft texture of a wool sweater and the fibers of the rug it was sitting on. At AutoBiz AI, we've tracked how this technical leap changes the entire production process. It moves the task away from an editor squinting at a screen, tracing edges for 20 minutes with a selection tool.
The machine maps the contours and discards the noise of the room in a heartbeat. It's clinical and precise. However, that precision creates a new challenge. When you strip away the context of a room, the subtle shadows and the way light bounces off a nearby wall, you lose the cues that tell our brains an object is real. The product is there, perfectly cut out, but it looks like it's hovering. It feels disconnected from reality, as if it's floating in a vacuum. This is the shadow paradox, the realization that an object is never truly isolated from its environment in the real world. Think about how light actually works. When a ray hits a product, it scatters, picking up the color of the floor and bouncing into the small gaps where the object meets the ground. This is called global illumination.
It's the primary reason our eyes can tell exactly where an item sits in a room. Traditional background removal usually ignores these physics. It treats the product like a cardboard cutout, leaving behind a sharp, clean edge that feels detached. Without ambient occlusion, those tiny dark shadows in the crevices, the product lacks physical weight. It looks like a flat layer rather than a three-dimensional object. This lack of depth is usually what separates a quick amateur edit from a professional shot. The current generation of AI handles this differently. Instead of just masking pixels, it attempts to simulate how light would actually behave in a new environment. If the software identifies a metallic watch being placed on a wooden surface, it understands that the underside of the metal should catch a hint of that amber warmth. It generates precise contact points where the object presses against the surface, creating a sense of gravity that used to be impossible to replicate without a complex studio setup. We have moved from simple subtraction to a process of reconstruction. The AI isn't just fixing a photo, it is essentially relighting it from scratch. This shift is what bridges the gap between a basic smartphone snap and a high-end commercial campaign. It allows the viewer to stop looking at the edit and start focusing on the product itself. To see the true scale of this change, look at the logistical hurdles that used to define the industry. Think about the traditional workflow for a high-end launch. You'd hire a scout to find a specific kitchen in another country, fly the product out, and pray the weather held up. If you wanted a second look, maybe a cozy cabin in the woods, you started the whole logistical process over again. Today, that entire journey has been compressed. This is the era of the infinite set. We've moved past simply removing a background. We're now using generative models to build entire worlds around a single object.
Because the AI understands the geometry of your product, it can place that same bottle of perfume on a volcanic rock in Iceland or a sun-drenched cafe in Paris, all in the time it takes you to finish a cup of coffee. Let's look at the actual data. A traditional commercial shoot might yield 10 to 15 high-quality shots after a week of production and several $1,000s in overhead. AI-driven environment can produce 1,000 variations of that same product in under an hour. We're seeing this in the automotive industry, where a single digital file is rendered into every possible climate on Earth, and in luxury furniture, where a sofa can be staged in 5 different architectural styles without moving a single cushion. We're looking at a massive spike in creative output, alongside a near total collapse of physical costs. This isn't just about speed, it's the end of location scouting as a business bottleneck. The reality is that computing power has finally become cheaper than human travel. When you can simulate the exact bounce of a sunset without leaving your desk, the studio stops being a room with 4 walls. It becomes a set of digital parameters. We've reached the point where the barrier to entry isn't your gear or your travel budget. It's simply your ability to describe the environment you want. This level of production power used to be reserved for global brands. Now, it's sitting on the dashboard of a single person.
This shift changes who gets to make these images, leading to the rise of the modern merchant, entrepreneurs who are rewriting the rules of the marketplace. Imagine a solo founder working out of a spare bedroom. They've developed a great product, but their marketing budget is small. In the old world, they were stuck. They could take a grainy photo on a desk or burn 6 months of profit on one professional studio session. This created an aesthetic tax that kept small players at the bottom. What we're seeing now is a redistribution of leverage. When one person can generate a campaign that looks like it was shot by a dozen professionals, the advantage of a big budget starts to evaporate. We are entering a phase where the quality of the product and the clarity of the vision matter more than the company's bank account. This is exactly why we focus on these workflows within the AutoBiz AI community, to help you bridge that gap and master the tools that turn a laptop into a high-tier production house. It's about moving from watching this tech happen to becoming the person who directs it. When the cost of high-end imagery drops, the value shifts from the physical execution of the photo to the creative intent behind it. Your taste becomes your most valuable asset, and your ability to direct the machine is the new competitive edge. But as we look ahead, we have to ask, what happens to the market when high-quality imagery becomes a commodity?
Think back to that warehouse from the beginning. The smell of hot lamps, the tangle of cables, and the anxiety of the ticking clock. All of that physical weight has been folded down until it fits inside a laptop screen. When the friction of making something look cinematic disappears, the definition of craft changes. If anyone can generate a photorealistic product shot in seconds, the image itself stops being the prize. It becomes the new floor, the baseline expectation. This one-click studio isn't a shortcut to avoid the work. It's a high-performance engine for those who understand how it works. Staying technical, truly grasping how a shadow anchors an object or how light defines a texture is the only way to stay ahead. The algorithm handles the how, but you are still responsible for the why. When execution is effortless, the only thing left is the idea. In a world of instant generation, the only thing that can't be automated is intentionality. The playing field hasn't just been leveled, it's been cleared. The gatekeepers are gone, and the studio is always open. From here on out, the differentiator isn't who has the biggest budget, it's who has the clearest vision for what to do with the tools.